Starting a TPT store can be a bit overwhelming, and especially if you're, I don't know, is it worse if you're doing research or if you're not doing research? Because if you're not doing research, then you're like, how do I make a product? How do I make a listing? How do I make a cover? How do I make a preview? But if you are doing research, then you hear people say things like, you should have an email list, you should have a blog, you should have a YouTube channel, you need to make good products. And it sounds like so much. You've even probably heard me, if you've watched any of my videos before this, say, you should have an email list, you should have a blog, you should have, you should have all those things. So I want to clarify, if you are new on TPT, what you need to be doing and what you need to be focusing on so that you're not super overwhelmed with all the things that you could potentially be doing with your TPT store, and so that you can really start off on the right foot and you can really help propel your business forward, especially once you are ready to join all of those things. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Becca. I'm an elementary music teacher who loves to help people with their TPT shops. And if that is you or you're thinking about starting a TPT shop, hit the subscribe button down below. I have tons and tons and tons of videos talking all about everything TPT related, basically. And if there's something missing, send me a message over on Instagram at becca.e.davis and I will make a video for you. Okay? Okay. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that I have a little like freebie that you can print out. It's a roadmap to your first $1,000 on TPT, and it kind of gives you like all the steps. We're gonna do like even less steps that are on that roadmap, but you can go check that out. It's got a roadmap and like descriptions of each thing. This is gonna be like even less. We're like very beginning. What are we doing? Okay. Now, I'm not gonna get into how to make a product. I'm not gonna get into how to set up your shop. I have videos about that, but this video is just like, what do you focus on? Are you ready? Are you ready to focus? You got your coffee in your super cool mug. You got your dog laying on your feet. Are those things just me? I don't know, but regardless, here we go. Okay, so 3 things I told you. So super simple, 3 things. 3 things we're gonna focus on when you are new on TPT. Number 1 is creating high quality products. When you're starting out on TPT, one of the hardest things to do is figure out what you want to make and how to actually make it. And making products takes so long. And here's what I want to tell you. It gets easier. It never gets easy and it never gets quick, but it does get easier and it gets faster as you learn more things and as you practice. Of course, I know it's the music teacher telling you to practice, super cliche, but here we are. So when you are looking to make a product, we want to make sure that your products are really high quality and that you have a good bit of them. So when I say high quality, I mean they are useful for teachers, they are helpful for teachers, they are easy to use. So useful, we want to make sure that people can actually use your product, they actually need your product. It's, you know, standard space, or if it's not, there's a reason it's not. It's something specific that's going to fill a need for their classroom. It's easy to use, so it's not like super complicated. For example, when I have like a Drive resource, I like to put everything in a folder and it's very easy. Include a lesson plan if you can. Include, you know, a printable version. If you have something in color, make sure it's in black and white if they're going to be printing it out. I like to do student directions if applicable, as well as teacher directions. Sometimes I do printer directions if it's weird to print. Make sure that it looks nice. It doesn't have to be like cutesy. I always get pushback. People are like, I don't like clip art. That's fine. You don't have to use clip art, but you do need to make it look nice and look like something that you didn't just type up on Microsoft Word and throw up, but actually like I took time to make this and it looks nice. And maybe that means all I have is like a border, and that's fine, but do something so that it looks nice and it's easy to use and we can use it. It's easy to access, all of those good things. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about our high quality products. They're useful and they're easy to use and they're at least kind of pretty. Now, with those high quality products, you want to make sure that you're filling up your store, because the faster you fill up your store, the faster your sales will go up. When you start your store and you have one product, that means that the only people who are finding your product are the people who are looking for that one product. And they may not all need that one product right now. And that one product might be on like the 10th page of search or the 20th page of search. And so having one product means you only have one chance to get found. If you have 25 products, you have 25 chances to get found. You now have 25 times more likely someone's gonna find one of your products. So that way you have products that people can purchase. The other thing is not just that they might find one over another, but also if they find one, they might want to buy another. And when you can do that and you can start doing bundles, that's gonna really make a huge difference. If you remember back when, you know, the whole COVID thing was super crazy, I went to Home Goods like right after it opened, right after the first lockdown. And y'all, I walked in there and those shelves were empty. They had nothing at all. And it was super weird. And I didn't buy anything because they just didn't have anything. They didn't have anything that I wanted. It was really weird being in a store with like nothing there. And people feel the same way when they go to your store online and there's nothing there. So go and add some stuff, not, you know, crappy stuff, but like take your time, make good high quality products that are gonna sell, but make them, okay? So if you're looking and you're like, why am I not making any money? Well, if you only have 2 or 3 products, that's gonna be why. Okay, the faster you can fill that store with good quality products, the better. Now, I'm not saying like burn yourself out, work 24 hours a day, but I am saying if you want to make money, that's the way to do it. Okay, not working 24 hours a day, making products quickly, filling up that store. I suggest filling up your store to at least 25 to 50 products. That's kind of the sweet spot. Once you hit 50, a lot of people say that they have experienced like a big jump in sales, not because 50 is a magical number, just because around there you have enough products where people can find them and where you have bundles and all those different options. So 50 is not a magical number. You can probably stop at 49 and you'll be fine. But that is like a good number to shoot for when you're looking at your products. But I would say at least 25, okay? 25 to 50 while you're in that like beginning stage, and then we can say you're out of your beginning stage. Okay. Number 2 is while you're making those products, we want to make them into product lines. So we don't want 50 random products that don't go together. Instead, we want 50 products that are all cohesive, that kind of sort of match. We don't want it to be the same product, but we want them to go together. And specifically, we want the same teacher to want them all. Because if I'm an elementary music teacher and you have an elementary music lesson, and then you have like a history lesson, and then you have like a math lesson, I'm not gonna buy all those things. Okay, and I also might think this is weird and then leave. But if you're an elementary music teacher and you have elementary music things, then I'm gonna wanna buy them. If you are, you know, something totally different, if you teach math and you have math games, I'm gonna wanna buy them all. Okay, because I'm looking for that and I'm the same teacher looking for those things. So you want to think like, is the same teacher going to buy all these things? If the answer is yes, then you're good. If the answer is no, we don't like that. This is called niching down or having a niche. Some people say niche. That is wrong. It's niche. But having a niche just means like your own little thing that you do. So that might be math games for 2nd grade. It might be high school Spanish easy to use resources. It might be sub plans for middle school. I don't care. But the point is that you have things that go together in your little niche. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to be super weird about it, but just think, how can I make these products go together? And one way you can do that is making product lines. So a product line is when you have multiple products that go together, either because you have one style of product in different like standards, or because you have one standard with multiple products, kind of like a unit essentially. So those are different ways that you can make product lines, and product lines are where the magic happens, because if somebody is teaching something that requires one product in that product line, they probably are teaching something that requires something else in that product line. So if you have a product line with fractions games, I'm gonna need more than one activity to teach fractions, okay? We can't just do like one lesson and then be done. They're not ever gonna remember that. So instead, I need multiple activities about fractions. So if you have multiple activities about fractions, I can come and I'm like, oh, cool, this one looks fun. Oh, look, I can buy that one too, and I can buy that one too. And they all are things that I wanna buy. And when you make a product line, those things that go together, you can bundle them on TPT, which means people can buy them all at the same time for a higher price tag. And yes, people are willing to pay $15, $20, $30, even more than that for those bundles. Now, the higher price they get, the less people you're gonna have purchase them, but lots of people really like bundles, and bundles are where the magic happens, because listen, If you have a $20 bundle, you don't have to sell nearly as many of them as you need to sell $2 resources to make the same amount of money. Okay? Okay. So make high quality products, 25 to 50. Make those products in product lines. And the third thing you need to focus on in your TPT store that might even be more important than your products, I probably shouldn't say that, but it's at least equally important to your products, is having good listing pages. Your listing page is the page that actually helps sell your resources. And so it is the page that has like your cover and your thumbnails and your description and your preview and your video preview and all of those things. And if you want your products to sell, you want to use as much of this page as possible, and you want to use it to your fullest, because listen, this is where you sell people. This is where you tell people this product is amazing for you and you need to buy it. And you do that by having thumbnails and by having a preview and by having description that all include why someone needs it. So as you're making all of these things, first of all, make all the things, use as much as you possibly can, even though you don't have to have a thumbnail and you don't have to have a preview, do it anyway, because this is how you get people to purchase your products. But think through, how can I really showcase the best aspect of my products? I'm talking like we're using product photography. We're adding text over those photos so that we can talk about the important things that people need to know in your product. We are explaining in the description not just what's included, but also like why you need it. Why is this fraction game the best? Because it keeps kids engaged and they're having fun even while they're learning, okay? That's why we need it, not because it has like 10 pages. We also want a description of like, you know, how many pages it has and that kind of stuff. But the most important thing is that we figure out what we're getting out of this, which is not 10 pages of fraction games, but it's actually kids being engaged in learning fractions. Okay? Use this to the fullest, because the better you do this, the more people will purchase and the less hard you have to work later. This is like investing. If you invest in the stock market, or if you invest, like we all have pensions, right? Because we're teachers. That little bit of money that you put in every paycheck, it grows and grows and grows, and not like by a little bit, but it grows like, and like the J curve shoots up. Is that a J curve? I should have paid more attention in calculus. Although to be fair, that was a long time ago now. Yeah, but anyway, so it goes up by a lot, exponentially, not linearly. Look at that, math terms. But that's how I think of my store, is I am investing in myself. I'm not just doing something for a quick buck. I'm not just doing something to make $5. I'm doing these things to invest in my business, to invest in myself ultimately, because it's gonna get better over time. So if I can make a product, or if I can make my listing page really good, it's going to pay you dividends over the lifetime of your store. I promise. It is important. And I'm very adamant about this, because as someone who has many, many, many products and who has been doing this for quite a few years, I am now having to go back, especially the things I made my first couple months, but just having to go back even to things not that long ago, and I'm having to redo them because they're just not up to quality. And now, did I try my hardest back then? Probably, but I just really wish I had paid a little more attention and I had worked a little bit harder on the quality of the products and the product listings, because I'm having to go back now and update so many of those things. And I'm like, if I had just done it right the first time, it'd be great. Now, part of that, again, is that I didn't know, which is why I'm making this video, so that you know what you need to do, so that you don't have to be me in 5 years going back and fixing all your stuff, okay? Now, is it helping? Yes. Are you probably gonna have to do that anyway? Yes, because you're gonna learn a lot in the next 5 years. But if you can go ahead and do the best you can now, it's gonna make a huge difference. I have a whole video about like what to do to your product listing, so I will link that one down below. It goes into more depth about each of the different things. Oh, I can do you one better. I have a free like presentation. It's a Canva like slide situation And on there, it has links to videos that have like, there's like a video for how to make a cover, and there's a video for how to make thumbnails, and there's a video for descriptions, and it like goes into much more depth about each of the things in your listing page that you really need to make sure you do. There's also a video about like making products, so I will link that down below, and it just gives you like so much information. It's like a nice little guide for getting started, getting your life together. So I'll link that down below. Go click the link, go get that for free, and that's gonna help you a whole lot. So hopefully that'll start you off on the right foot, and hopefully in 5 years you will not have to go back and fix all the things because you know things that I didn't know because I didn't have Becca here telling me these things. And that's why I have this YouTube channel. So thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully that was helpful, and click the link down below. I'm gonna go drink the rest of my coffee out of my Be Smug, and I'll see you later. Bye.